Hi, everybody, it's Don, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, as you can see, I'm trying to recover a little bit here after surgery, but I wasn't going to do a story today, but there's a couple important ones that came out. And I just have to say that I hope this waiter on board the Symphony of the Seas gets some big, big rewards.
Let me read you one of my favorite emails I ever got a few years ago. It says, and I quote, I've saved it. Congratulations, you just won $3.2 billion. All you have to do to collect is contact me at this USA dot blah 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 email address. Obviously, it's a scam. Obviously, it's somebody looking to get my information. But you know what? I don't get those scams anymore. I don't get those spam emails because I've signed up with Incogni. Now, what Incogni does is every time you search the web out there, your information is being collected by data brokers. Well, these data brokers are selling your information, like where you live, what kind of things you like to buy, sometimes where you're banking from, your credit cards you're using, your home address, and your pictures can even be sold by these data brokers. And they're selling it to legitimate companies, but they're also sometimes selling it to the dark web. And the dark web people, they're the ones who are trying to steal your information and get that information that they're getting from these data brokers to do things like set up a fake loan from a bank, apply for credit cards, apply for a car. It's just basically break into your account, steal your money, make your life miserable. Now, you can tell these data brokers, hey, get me off those lists. But if you don't know how, that's never going to happen. You know who does do that? Incogni. Incogni will fight that fight for you. They will monitor your emails and everything, and they will send out all these different requests to get you off those data broker lists and those mailing lists. And let me tell you a big reason why you want off those data broker lists. It's because every day, every week, you're seeing these stories about these data brokers being broken into, and all of that information is stolen. Well, if they can break into a data broker, they can certainly use that information to do things to your accounts you don't want done. So if you'd like to give Incogni a try, why not follow my link down below or the QR code right here, and you can use the code FAMILY to get up to 60% off your subscription. I signed up with Incogni, and I'm certainly glad I did.
So as you've probably seen in some stories that was happening while I was having surgery, we had a window break over top of the pool deck from one of the dining venues on Royal Caribbean Symphony of the Seas. Now, one of the waiters happened to be walking by and noticed the cracking beginning in the window above and quickly ran in and had everybody move. And literally 15 seconds later, that shattered glass was falling down onto the lounge chairs where people were, or at least where people had previously been. He at the very least saved them some severe injuries, and at the very best, maybe even saved their lives. Now, we're not sure what happened to the window, why the stress. It actually happened while the ship was turning to pull into port and maneuver into the dock. But such a scary situation. Like, I'm always scared of that happening when I'm walking in the city with all these glass towers, right, that are out there nowadays. And we've had that here in Ottawa, where glass came tumbling down to the streets. And so far, luckily, no one's been killed. But wow, first time I've heard that on a cruise ship going forward. But wow, that is crazy. But the good news is no one was injured. And I know Royal Caribbean will absolutely, celebrate that waiter, and he certainly should be, because he saved some really bad headlines as well as some people's could be very, very lives. So thank you so much to that waiter out there. And next, finally, well, I got to talk about another stupid incident. And that happened on the Carnival Sunrise. And it was a 4-day cruise. You know what those are like, folks? They're party cruises, right? So on a 4-day cruise, all of a sudden on the top deck, we saw punches being thrown and chairs being thrown while people were scrambling to get out of the way. Well, Royal Caribbean has been cracking down. Sorry, Carnival has been cracking down. Royal's doing it too. But Carnival has been cracking down, and those passengers were immediately locked into their cabins. And when they got back to port, they were told that they are officially banned from all Carnival Cruise Line ships going forward, and rightfully so. I mean, come on. At what point do you get into an argument over a chair? Or anything? It's a party. It's a cruise ship. You're supposed to be enjoying yourself. I don't often get it. I don't often understand. But there we have. We have the good news of a crew member coming to the rescue, and the bad news of more people doing stupid things and getting themselves banned on a cruise ship, this time to the Carnival Sunrise. And people always say, well, why does it happen so much to Carnival? Well, remember, Carnival right now does kind of have the most 3 and 4 night and 5 night cruises out there. However, remember the plans for the Oasis ships on Royal Caribbean. They're planning to have most of them go to 3 and 4 day sailings as well. So we'll have to see, because the Utopia of the Seas is quite known as a party ship, and I have a feeling we might start to see a lot more incidences starting to happen on the Royal Caribbean and hit the news as well. I really hope it doesn't, but the shorter the cruises, the cheaper the cruises, the more the liquor flows, the more tight people are compacted in, the more arguments and silliness happens. Well, let me know in the comments down below. Have you ever heard of glass falling off the cruise ship and smashing to the deck below, right onto the lounge chairs? That is a scary, scary situation. And yeah, kudos to that waiter. I think they should not only send him on his own luxury cruise with his family, they should be putting him up in like the best suite on the ship. I'm sure they can afford 1 week to have that guy and his family and celebrate a thank you for basically saving the reputation of the cruise ship, as well as possibly the lives of those loyal to Royal passengers. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.